Our insurance expert this morning. Once again, we're going to get an update on what's going on here and also talk very specifically about this Trader Joe's story.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's has stopped offering health insurance, or is going to stop, to its part-time employees. Now, first off, if you're a part-time employee, having health benefits is pretty good, isn't it? Is that the norm?
That's not the norm at all.
Okay.
I have a couple companies that provide it for part-time, but it's very unusual. So I read the article. It makes sense to me. I don't think the numbers make sense from what the CEO of Trader Joe's said, because he was saying that it would be cheaper that way, and I looked at the numbers and tried to figure it out. I don't think it will be, but at the end of the day, I think it's a business decision. How much can you afford? I'm more shocked about the Walgreens, because Walgreens has more than 50 employees, so they're going to get a fine. And we've done the numbers, and it really makes sense to drop health insurance like they're going to do. And the misnomer to that is that if you're getting a subsidy from Covered California or from any state, the employer cannot contribute toward your health insurance if you're getting a subsidy. So if your portion of premium is $200, you have to pay it with after-tax dollars. That's a law. It was actually reaffirmed this week in the Department of Labor regulations. So that one I don't really get. Trader Joe's makes total sense. And on top of part-time employees, what we're recommending to our clients is, do you want to offer coverage to dependents? Because the definition of a dependent today is spouse and kids.
Right.
Come January 1st, the definition of dependent for health insurance are kids, no spouse.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, so you get health insurance for your kids, but not for your spouse.
You can define it that way if you want to. But what we're saying to our clients is, if you're a business and your average employee is making less than $15, $18 an hour, if you don't provide health insurance for dependents, they can go to the state and they can get subsidies, and it may be cheaper than having them on the employees' plans. So there are a lot of things going on, and some of it makes sense, and it's a dollars and cents situation.
Now, so what you're telling me then, though, is that that the drugstore chain is going to pay a fine because they've got more than 50 employees and they're not offering insurance.
Yes.
And they've decided that it's cheaper to pay that fine and let people go out and find insurance on their own. Now,
yep.
This is going to be, is this money out of the employee's pocket in the end? I mean, or is it just changing providers and shifting dollars around? Or
it depends, because
I mean, is it going to be cheaper? Because that's the promise
no.
that the Obama administration has made from the beginning. Health care insurance will be cheaper under Obamacare for the individual.
It will be cheaper for the individual if they're making less than $15 an hour. But once you get up to $18, $20 an hour, you get making $30,000, $40,000 a year. I can't see it. And the big thing is,
so it's not truthful.
No.
Okay, well, I think we need to say that and call it for what it is, because if you're making that analysis and it's numbers,
yeah,
and the administration continues to say it's going to be cheaper, why aren't more people speaking up saying that's not true?
It isn't. We've said it. The key, though, to this is that you got to understand it comes to dollars and cents. And if you're going to pay the fine, see, if I provide health insurance for you, it's tax deductible to me.
Right.
If I pay the fine, it's not tax deductible. So the $2,000 fine for every person, what they do is they look at your employees. If you have 100 employees, they deduct 30. That's just the way the rules are set up. And you're going to pay a fine on the other 70 employees. So 70 employees times $2,000 is what, $140,000. That's a lot of money, and it's not tax deductible. So I don't understand the numbers of why you're doing it. And Walgreens is a big company. We're not talking, $140,000. We're probably talking a couple $1 million. But again, they must have done the numbers to say that it works this way. I feel bad for the people at Walgreens, because I think it's going to be less expensive for them to buy it through the employer, because they're paying it on a pre-tax basis.
Right.
We're going to the exchange and maybe getting a subsidy, but again, what they're paying is after tax, and it's really, they got to write a check for it, versus now it just comes out of your paycheck.
Right, where it's like an automatic savings plan that you don't hardly
notice. You don't
notice
even see it, exactly.
Right. Craig Gusson, thanks. We'll talk to you probably next week.
Yes.
We'll get another update. Good to see you.